Welcome to Silicon Scoop, where we dive into the latest tech news impacting the world. Join John Irwin and the Startup Coach as they explore the tech news that matters to you. Stay ahead, stay informed, and now on with the show.
For decades, nuclear fusion rockets were confined to the pages of science fiction and whiteboard theories. Yesterday, Pulsar fusion ignited a miniature sun in a lab and effectively rewrote the physics of deep space travel. Fusion rocket achieves the first plasma. UK Pulsar fusion successfully generated a confined plasma in their Sunbird exhaust system, validating physics of their dual direct fusion drive. This reusable space tug system uses magnetic fields to contain stellar level heat, generating both immense thrust and electrical power. This technology mathematically cuts time travel to Mars in half and provides enough onboard electricity to make deep space habitation and asteroid mining a physical reality. What do you think about this, John?
I think this is cool, but hold on. This isn't the same. It's similar to nuclear fusion, but they're not creating a sun. They're creating a fuel. They're heating fuel, which is hydrogen isotopes, into plasma, forcing the atomic nuclei to fuse and then releasing that energy. They're not capturing the energy, like they're not trying to contain it, right? They're expelling it, which is different.
Correct.
Yeah. So we're not shooting out these miniature suns. We're using fusion technology to propel ourselves, which is super, super cool. I absolutely love this. So the engine called Sunbird is designed as part of this future spacecraft concept known as migratory transfer vehicle. So chemical rockets, what Artemis 2 uses and all this sort of stuff, they burn fuel explosively for short bursts, whereas fusion rockets, they're aiming for continuous sustained thrust, which will enable faster acceleration over long durations and much higher efficiency. So in theory, it could allow spacecraft to reach higher speeds and travel deeper in space with less fuel. But again, we got to think about what's going to be the impact on human and all that sort of stuff. But as we know, because we've covered nuclear fusion produces far more energy per unit mass than chemical reactions and potentially orders of magnitude higher efficiency. So the biggest technological hurdle that they have right now is keeping the plasma stable and contained, because plasma is extremely hot and unstable, and it must be confined using magnetic fields. So the fact that Pulsar fusion achieved a controlled plasma generation and confinement within the engine, that means they've crossed a major engineering threshold, which is super, super cool, super interesting. What do you think about this? Do you think they're on the right path? Do you think that this is a viable potential technology for space travel?
Well, we're going to know soon. Diagnostic tests scale up in June 2026, where they're going to be testing the Langmuir probes, retarding potential analyzers, advanced superconducting magnets for this upcoming test, and with anticipated in-orbit demonstrations in 2027. So we're a year away, potentially, of them testing this in orbit. Think of this update like a high-speed locomotive for the solar system. You don't use a massive freight train to back out of your driveway. You use a standard car to get to the station and then hitch your cargo to the train and let its incredibly efficient, high-powered engine blast you across the continent. So Sunbird stays in orbit, grabs traditional chemically launched spacecraft, and hauls them across the solar system at speeds we've never seen. So it sounds great, but the cost is $1 trillion infrastructure. Seems to promise low emission costs by driving a 20 to 50% reduction in delta V requirements for payloads. But I guess you have to think that we're going to be doing a lot of work to get this investment on your dollar back, John.
Absolutely. Yeah. But here's the thing is, I think the real breakthrough, it's not fusion, it's that they're controlling plasma in a propulsion system. So this is essentially the same bottleneck that slowed fusion energy for decades, but This validates decades of theory where fusion rockets have been theoretical for decades and considered impractical, to be honest. So this experiment is showing that we're transitioning from theory to engineering, which, like you said, it's going to cost trillions of dollars in infrastructure and all that sort of stuff. But think about it like this. I think we're at plasma or fusion engines where we were with early jet engine prototypes in the 1930s. Do you think that's about accurate?
Yeah, I think so. Like, there's a lot of experimentation going on now around what's going to take us to the stars. We've seen, I can't remember at the time, the blast explosion we talked about a few weeks ago, that they're trying to the constant acceleration to achieve higher speeds. If you can use that technology and this together, obviously, we're heading towards the stars faster than we think. Elon has already redirected his efforts to the moon, having basically the same thought, saying it's so much easier to launch from the moon than from the Earth. So we might as well build the station there, get all the resources there where we can build everything, and then everything going to Mars passes, stops at the moon. Yeah. And so the concept is there. It sounds like a lot of people are on board with space travel and money's going like crazy. We are running out. When I say running out, we have limited resources on the planet Earth, and so much of these resources are out there, saying that this is well worth the $1 trillion investment just to start getting out there to being able to bring resources back and stuff. So I think, yes, this is, the electrical power is 2 megawatts continuous output, 10,000 to 15,000 seconds is the specific impulse, and the exhaust velocity is 98 to 147 kilometers per second, up to 33 times faster than chemical rockets. The dual direct fusion drive utilizes an neutronic fusion reaction combining deuteronic and helium-3. Speaking of the moon, helium-3 is abundant there. Systems rely on high-temperature superconducting magnets to create a magnetic bottle confining the ultra-hot plasma while selectively allowing it to escape through a magnetic nozzle to generate the thrust. So, helium-3, the ideal fuel for the, how do you say that? The anotical reaction?
Yeah. I think so.
Because it produces fewer degrading neurons, is incredibly rare on Earth but abundant on the moon. This makes Sunbird the ultimate catalyst for lunar mining. We got to get up there to do it. Pulsar Fusion chose to live stream this historic first plasma milestone directly to Jeff Bezos' highly exclusive invitation-only Mars conference, heavily hitting a back channel synergies with Origin's orbital infrastructure plan. So maybe there's some back-end deals there. And it has direct funding from the UK Space Agency and the European Space Agency, signaling a major international effort to break the US monopoly on next-gen propulsion in space.
I love it. Yeah.
So Sunbird just proved that fusion propulsion is no longer a theoretical physics problem. It is now strictly an engineering execution challenge. Are we actually ready for nuclear fusion engines in Earth's orbit, or does the radiation and complexity risk make you nervous? Let us know in the chat. Tired of drowning in repetitive tasks while your competitors race ahead? Every minute you spend on manual data entry, scheduling, and routine processes is a minute you're not growing your business. Flowgrammer.ca transforms your workflow chaos into seamless automation. We build AI-powered systems that handle your busy work so you can focus on what actually makes you money. Our clients typically save 15 plus hours per week and see their productivity double within 60 days. Visit flowgrammer.ca for a free automation audit. That's flowgrammer.ca. Stop working in your business and start working on it.
What do you got going on, John?
Just plugging away, helping companies with government funding, attending events, probably startup drinks or a Flowgrammer event. How about you, Craig?
Lots of stuff going on. I honestly don't know when this is going out. I have to check. I think it's going to go out in April. But there's all sorts of stuff going on. If you don't know about OpenClaw, it's the latest AI automation agent that's taken the world by storm in 2026. And OpenClaw Toronto chapter just launched, and we have all sorts of events going on. So check out openclawto.com. Our first demo night is April 14th. We have a Builder Cafe on April 10th. We have a bunch of other events. There's updates every day. We've deconstructed the latest 2 betas over the weekend that was launched in OpenClaw and what you should do about them. There's a bunch of articles over there. Go check that out. We're also over at flowgrammer.ca where we do N8N automations. We run the Flowgrammer community. I do Builders Hub and connectivity for AI and business automation agents. And for everything else, head over to TorontoStarts where we hook up startups and investors at our Startup Investor Drinks. We do mentoring, we do workshops, we have a list of investors. There's a whole bunch of content over. You can also book me over there if you want a meeting with me to talk about whatever, help your startup. Check out TorontoStarts.com. But John, if people are looking for non-dilutive funding, where should they go and what is that?
Yeah, non-dilutive funding. We're talking government grants, tax credits. Come find me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Right now is Shred Time, SRNED. But come reach out to me too if you've got a startup, if you've got a company. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and if they have company questions about their startup in general. Where do they find you, Craig?
Yeah, find me at TorontoStarts.com. But John, just before we go, something's open right now, and it's closing May 31st. Thank you. Can Export. And what?
Yeah. So
what
if
should
you have
people
at
know
least
about that?
300,000 in revenue in the previous year, and you're looking to expand outside of Canada, reach out to me, and we can put together. We can talk about an application for Can Export.
All the links we talked about will be in the show notes wherever you're watching this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Silicon Scoop. We hope you enjoyed this episode's dive into the latest tech news. Stay connected with John Irwin and the Startup Coach on LinkedIn and subscribe for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay ahead, stay informed.